And so this is where the story gets kind of interesting here, and a lot of questions arise. So I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to do next. And for me, I was always really interested in entrepreneurship, and I had this idea of starting a website completely targeted towards business people, but for young people. So essentially, the angle was like like Vice meets Business Insider or some sort. And so we interviewed a lot of cool people. I mean, we interviewed one of the co-founders of Apple, many Fortune 500 executives, and known CEOs that you guys will probably know today. And we did relatively okay. I mean, I think within the first like 2.5 years, on a very minimal budget, I think we were getting like a million and a half readers a month. But it wasn't necessarily something that was good enough to capture attention in the wider market, or it wasn't necessarily. We found a lot of challenges when pitching to investors and whatnot about a differentiator. And so around like mid 2016, we were kind of like at a crossroads of what we really wanted to take this company. And so the interesting thing was when we started analyzing our data and our analytics, we noticed something interesting. And we saw that a lot of our Asian-centric content was doing, on average, a lot better than everything else. So, to give an example, when we featured an Asian-American entrepreneur, a entrepreneur of Asian descent, or just any company that's and like or tech in Asia or anything like that, we saw like high engagement rate. And so we were like, okay, this seems pretty interesting. Why don't we just, we didn't announce any pivot of any sort yet, but we were just like, why don't we just do more of this? Why don't we like reach out to more Asian American influencers? Let's reach out to more Asian American entrepreneurs and interview them and cover them. And we started seeing a lot of success. I mean, I think that within the first month of covering, our traffic raised by 15% at the time. And then during the Summer Olympics that same year, 2016, when the Rio Olympics happened, our fans started messaging us, and they were like, "Hey, you guys should cover Asian athletes, or what's going on with Asian American athletes during the Olympics." And so we were like, "Okay, let's give it a shot." And so we did, and traffic started like really skyrocketing. And I remember what's interesting is. Some of these news articles would just be something that we report from another outlet. So for example, this news article, one of them was Vietnam had gotten their first Olympic gold medal. And so it's just like a really simple news or whatnot. A lot of people were covering it. But when we published it, that article became like the #1 that month for